The incarnation of domination. The incarnation of domination.
Welcome, everyone. It's that time of year. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Best of our favorite figures of the year. I am Matt Cardona.
And I am Brian Myers.
I'm also your Smart Mark Sterling. I'm excited for this. This is my probably top segment of the year. I love going back and looking at all the figures that come out this year, talking about wrestling, talking about non-wrestling. And also, thanks to D Freedom, we've compiled a list from the major marks in the Patreon. We have a general consensus of their top 5 figures, wrestling and non-wrestling, as well as their worst. We're doing this year for the first time the worst figure.
I know worst would be fun. I dread and very much look forward to this every year because it's you think it's like, oh, no big deal, just write down 5 figures, but you have to like really do your research, and a lot of thought and heart goes into it, you know.
I agree. Also, there's a little
you can't just half-ass it.
There's the discrepancy where, and since we do a lot of voting in the major pod behind the scenes, and majority rules, and 2 against 1, Mark and I have voted. If a figure comes out in the calendar year, it counts. See, if Ringside gets it, but it's not at Walmart, it still comes out in this year. And that's how we've been doing it this whole time, though, Brian.
Right.
You can't just switch the rules this time.
So I don't think we've done it the whole time.
I'll tell you right now, last year, the thumbnail has that Ultimate Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
And Corporate Steve said, no, that's a 2021. I said, no. Our show, our rules.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people voted Ultimate Hogan for this one, and I was like, That was last year.
It won last year.
Yeah.
So... Listen,
I don't know, guys.
Without further ado, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But I picked an honorable mention before I list my number 5.
Okay.
I actually have an honorable mention, too, because that's how hard decision-making was.
So my honorable mention, I've gone back and forth with which one's 5 all day. Even this second, I don't know which one I'm going to pick. Both figures are in front of me, and I'm not sure. So that's how down to the wire we are. But my honorable mention is the debut Storm Collectibles Jushin Thunder Liger. I'm holding in my hand. It's an incredible figure. It's amazing. Storm Collectibles does a great job. I love this because the other Storm Collectibles Ligers are fantastic. But after a while, all right, how many fucking colors are you going to do? Right? How many fucking colors are you going to do?
This was like a big departure, yeah.
All new mold, everything. The articulation on this is incredible. Like, man, you got to hold these figures in your hand to believe them. The Hogans were so great, but this is awesome because they're way more toyetic than Hulk Hogan.
Sure.
True.
So I don't want to waste any more time on this just in case somebody has it on their list. But my honorable mention is Jushin Thunder Liger. I think you can still get it from Ringside Collectibles.
I'm pretty sure you're right, yeah. My honorable mention that just didn't make my list is Jerry the King Lawler Elite 82.
Yes.
Great figure.
I was thinking pretty flawless figure to my knowledge. A lot more effort than you'd see in an average like Elite figure, right? Like above and beyond, soft goods, a lot of like nice deco hits, and Jerry's one of those guys who's like had a long, very successful career, but not like plentiful amount of figures, right? So
when I see that
it was
figure,
a big deal to get this era of Jerry.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I see that figure, I picture it like just coming into WWF like 92, 93. Jerry Lawler has the longer hair.
Yeah.
I still think we need an Attitude Era Jerry Lawler.
Absolutely.
I also agree. Yeah.
And I will say, I think it might be one of the best soft good pieces ever on an Elite. So,
yeah.
The doilies, come on, it's great.
One thing I will say, no chest hair though, right?
I mean, we're really splitting hairs.
Okay, well, hear me out. Hear me out here. Which I think is one. I think it might be the best Jerry Lawler figure ever. You guys might disagree. Jack's Bad Boys Series 4. He has molded chest hair. Not many people realize that.
Well, they're already making a unique mold for him with the one nip, so why not go all the way?
But did they not for this Jerry Lawler?
I'm sure that I guess probably when they originally made it, right?
Right. So
the other.
But they could have easily painted some chest hair.
All right, honorable mention anyway. All right. Are we doing all like 5 broskies?
No, I think we all go 5. We all go 5.
Okay.
Let's do it the same way. You have no honorable mention, Mark?
Nope.
There's nobody you cut? Okay. So let's do it the way we
I guess
last
maybe
year
Jerry
we did me. I started and
Okay.
I go to Brodsky to Mark.
Sure.
Okay,
We'll do it
sure.
the same way?
I didn't.
All right,
I don't recall the order, but that's fine.
Oh, I watched it today. So.
Oh, okay.
My number 5 best figure of 2021 goes to Kushida Elite 88.
Wow, interesting.
This figure was flawless, in my opinion. Crazy fun. Same thing along the lines that we said about Lawler, like just above and beyond for an elite figure. The different hands make a huge difference, for the posability and everything that went into it. It's super fun, toyetic, unique, like everything you could basically want out of one, 1999 Elite. So that's my pick.
What's interesting about our list of best figures? It's really our favorite figures. So
Sure.
you won't
Yes.
you won't see a modern day superstar from Mattel on my list because I don't collect those figures. So like the only time I've ever seen that figure is online. Like I don't have it in my hand ever. I can't really appreciate it ever.
Sure, yeah. And then there's people that pick Power Rangers, but we probably don't have any Power Rangers on our list.
Exactly.
And I don't collect modern day WWE wrestling figures either, but I made an exception for this because it's exactly him depicted in New Japan. So I was like, it kind of,
And I've thought about getting
vibe
it
to me.
a handful of times because of my love for Back to the Future, and he's wearing essentially Back to the Future gear.
yes, that's his gimmick.
Okay, my number 5. SummerSlam Sid Justice.
Oh,
Okay.
Why I chose this, and if you're watching, why am I holding up 2 figures? This was a 2-in-1 figure. It's the 1991 SummerSlam Sid, a figure I've been wanting for years. I was at that SummerSlam, Sid Justice, the referee, tank top. But then you take off the outfit, and then it's Sid Vicious WCW. So it's like 2 different eras, 2 different companies in one figure. The ref shirt in the package doesn't really do a great job covering the singlet, but when you have it out and you can maneuver it yourself, does a awesome job. There was a running change. At first, the hair was a little too brown. So this is the corrected blonde version. If I could do anything different, I think my Sid needs a nice tan. Sid was always a very tan man.
Very tan gentleman. Yes, I agree.
But
rivaled Hogan's in that match.
yes, he was supposed to be the new Hogan in WWF. But I just love it. I got the finger pointing because he's officiating in the main event at SummerSlam 91. But then you could do that Sid Vicious pose, like that. Looks like that UK Galoob in that reddish singlet.
Cool, yeah.
I absolutely love it. If I could have done it myself, I would have made it black singlet to be. Because when I picture Sid Vicious, I picture the black. The red's very nice. It's more toyetic.
He wore both. It's fine.
He wore both.
It's official.
But I really, really like it. And I think these 2-in-1s are really, really cool, especially when they don't really sacrifice accuracy.
Yeah.
And
what I like about that figure is that usually with a 2-in-1, there's something that's like on one or the other that's kind of like really been sacrificed.
Right.
And that's pretty awesome execution.
Right. So that was my number 5 for figure of the year, and just beat out Jushin Thunder Liger. It was tough. I think the 2-in-1 gave you that the little extra oomph,
Right. All right. Number 5 for me, Jazwares Unmatched Series 2 Sting. Just under the wire. Unreal likeness. It's like
that doesn't count.
It does count.
You have to just go with it now.
It does count. And why it's not on my list, Mark, is because Ringside John has not sent it to me yet.
Yes.
So I don't have it in hand to really appreciate it. I needed to actually hold it to give it a full 360 viewing. I want to see the size of his bat.
Right. Well, we talked about it. The bat hand is so perfect. He can point the bat. the likeness looks like you shrunk the real Sting down.
It's unreal. The head is unbelievable. Like, it's so perfect.
Yep.
And then the little wrinkles and dents in the long sleeve shirt are like,
oh my God,
unreal.
I know. Yes, it's a perfect modern day Sting. I have it standing next to a Darby. It's like, what is it? Am I watching TV? It's crazy.
I will say this. I don't think it counts because it's a like worldwide release that's not in people's hands yet. I'll let you guys count like Ringside exclusives because that's the only place they're going, right? That's a
But
it's already counted. So.
It's counted.
I understand, but I'm telling you, I'm not counting it on my list. So, like, okay. Even though I love and adore this figure, it wasn't on my list for that reason.
Got it.
Okay.
If this was Shark Tank, I would say for that reason, I'm out. Okay.
All right, you're up next. Number 4 for you, Brian.
Number 4, best figure of 2021 for me is Ultimate Edition 9. Woo! Ric Flair. I think this is just much needed. You know, Ric Flair, goddamn living legend. Gets an ultimate. The woo face, the four hands, the robe. I mean, it was truly like...
Taped fingers.
Taped little, yeah, the stuff like that. Finally, you get this Flair. You know, we've had a lot of nice Flair figures. Now we finally have, like, truly, like, the ultimate version of him, I think, to display and be proud of in your collection. So, much, much needed, and Mattel knocked it out of the park.
Best Flair figure of all time, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the best Flair figure of all time. And we've had so many Flairs, but we did an ultimate, so woo! No hair, no Flair. You know what I'm saying? No hair, no Flair. All right, my number 4 pick, figure of the year, Jazwares AEW Ringside exclusive Blood and Guts Brit Baker. So let me just say this. I'm going to get this out of the bat, and I will be completely transparent. I take packaging into account where I'll let it give bonus points. I won't let it take away points. Like, for instance, the Sid Justice, Sid Vicious doesn't have great packaging, so whatever. But if it has great packaging, it really makes me love it even more. And the packaging on this is incredible with the blood all over it. It has her bloody iconic face. Inside, she's got the regular no blood, a smiling face, a straight face with blood, the role model T-shirt. I also opened it up. She's got the glove for the lockjaw. The soft goods shirt fits her well. My only critique and why she's not a little higher on the list, and I don't know how this slipped through the cracks. The boots are inaccurate. They should be black. They are not. They should not be silver.
Really? D Freedom pointed that out. Yeah, D Freedom pointed that out. I was like, what? Yeah.
Like, usually Trevor from Ringside is on top of these things. So I don't know Trevor puts
that
is
surprised, actually.
Surprising.
Yeah. So I think this is so cool for so many reasons. A female.
The blood.
The first bloody female. Brit is so over. The lockjaw. Now, I have tapped out on the regular AEW line. Do the other figures have her glove lockjaw hand?
Yes.
They do.
The other one came with 2, and I was like, that makes no sense.
Okay, so this makes a lot more sense.
Glove puts on one hand. Yeah, this was meant to be the right way, really.
Really, really cool figure. I dig it, and the blood is awesome. It's just so well done. It really is. Now, she didn't get all bloody like the Cody and Goldust, but it's still done well. It's in her hair when you really look. Man, it looks awesome. The shirt is a nice bonus. Obviously, she didn't wear the shirt that she's bleeding during the match.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a cool added bonus. And, in the package, it just looks great. I love, I don't want to say like the Super 7-esque packaging, but with like the ring ropes and stuff, it's kind of like Super 7 what we did. I don't know if they took some notes from our packaging.
I love the little like blood droplets on that, and they're like different kind of textures and stuff, and they shine different. It's really cool. Close.
Yes, and then another. This is for our card, the pod. Take a shot. The Card Foundation. There's a lot of posts recently about what is Britt Baker's signature, and if you look back here, it does say Dr. Britt Baker. So is the doctor a part of her official signature? That's been the discrepancy lately. Is it just Britt Baker?
On that?
I do not see a DMD. I just see Dr. Britt.
Was that now she writes Britt Baker DMD and doesn't write doctor anymore.
but this says Dr. Britt Baker, so I don't know. But who knows? But the back of the box says Dr. Britt Baker DMD. So even the front says Dr. Britt Baker DMD. Great figure. Honestly, this is going to sound a little nitpicky, and I think it can be done. I think Ringside should try to get a running change to fix the boots.
That is wild. Maybe we'll find out what the heck happened.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk more about packaging. Number 4, Mattel WWE San Diego Comic-Con 2021 exclusive Ultimate Edition Sergeant Slaughter. What a figure.
Man.
The box looks like kind of a VHS clamshell a little bit. Opens up. LJN style. Really cool. Just like I'm saying the outer box of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
I dig it.
It's on the LJN carding. The figure is perfect. Sergeant Slaughter.
I was shocked at how amazing this figure was because I was not looking to love it, and it's unreal.
I was kind of bummed out when I heard what it was, to be honest, because we heard through the grapevine earlier, and I was like, eh. But when I got it in hand, I was pleasantly surprised.
Plus the variant, which is like a cool nod to figure
really
collecting.
Cool added touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it there. Brian, what do you got for 3?
My number 3 figure of the year, best of 2021, Unrivaled 5 Luchasaurus.
Wow. Hey, listen,
I mean,
great
like
figure.
A kid's wet dream as far as a wrestling figure goes. It's massive. All his tats, his unique gear, and his mask, and his hair. I mean, it's pretty, I'd say flawless. Like
he's the definition of toyetic.
Yeah, right?
I'm interested in why you didn't pick
could you ask for?
The 2-pack.
I don't like the 2-pack because it's like that one-off gear that they wore on a pay-per-view. I think this is more timeless, the Series 5. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Jungle Boy has not worn those white tights like I think that one time.
By the way, interesting that none of us have a single same thing so far.
So far. My number 3, I know I'm going to get a lot of disagreements from you guys and the community, but
the Smart Mark Sterling Bendham?
Well, that was eligible, but
yeah.
I'm going with
Mark Bendham, number 3.
I'm going with AEW LJN style Cody Rhodes.
What? Really?
Yeah. So, couple reasons.
I do love this figure, but not top 5.
I think it's top 5 for a couple reasons. Now, this is an official LJN. The name is on the packaging. Wrestling Superstars. LJN is back. It's not something that looks like an LJN. Now, listen. Okay. Is it too small? Yes, but we now know this is the new scale going forward. They even kind of delayed the Darby because it was taller than the Cody. So when you hold this in hand, it feels like an LJN. It looks like an LJN. Is it the right size? We know why it cannot be the right size. I understand that. But in the package, it looks great. Even comes with a rolled up poster. Man, I just think everything about it's cool. And I also think there's enough detail on it. Even like just the detailing of the boots. Not even like the paint. The paint detail is great, but just the molding of the boots, the wrinkles in the pants, the weight belt. I think it's a great figure. LJN's back, and it's my number 3. You even turn around the carding. You know, it has a cutout card. I totally dig it. I love everything about it. So that's my number 3 figure of the year. Cody Rhodes.
Nice. I love that figure. It's not my top 5, and that's another one that I wasn't like. I was very skeptical of like what that was going to be, and I was pleasantly surprised with the final product.
Okay, number 3, Jazwares Orange Cassidy.
I dig that figure as well. The playability is there. The pants are so cool. You put the hands in the pockets.
They did it. You can put the hand in the pocket. That's what you needed. He's got sunglasses. Looks exactly. The gear is perfect. The shirt is perfect. They did it. You can put the hand in the pocket of an action figure. One of the most over people in wrestling. So 100%. Gotta put it on the list.
I dig it.
Number 2, best of 2021 on my list. San Diego Comic-Con Ultimate Sergeant Slaughter.
Wow.
You know, to echo all things Mark said, it just was like from packaging to the actual product, like it's unbelievable. It's perfect. It's such a nod to like, you know, the LJN collectors, but you know, you get a badass Ultimate, and that ultimately for me, that's what you want out of a Comic-Con exclusive.
I agree.
Something very unique and special, and that's what it was. And I loved it. So that's my number 2.
Perfect.
My number 2, also a Mattel figure. He was a Comic-Con exclusive, but not this year. Ooh yeah, it's the Ultimate Macho Man, Randy Savage. I just love this era of Macho Man. I love this figure. I do wish this would have been a hard goods jacket. I think that would have looked a lot better, especially with the Ultimates that you take off the arms and stuff. I think that would have been a lot better. I love the removable hat, the glasses. Just the outfit is so toyetic and so iconic to me. You know, the tassels hanging down. One thing I don't necessarily like is that there's not enough Macho style hands. You know, there's no like finger pointing hand. There's really nothing crazy. I mean, these are like, I consider these Finn Balor hands, and these are the most Macho Man-esque hands they got.
Should have one like this, right? Like
mid something. Like, so, you know, I dig it. Ooh yeah, dig it. I love it. It's, to me, this is like the iconic, like early 90s,
absolutely.
You know, post Macho King look.
I wanted to just love that figure, and I just don't. I can't explain it. Like, there's something missing. That the scan isn't that great for me. The deco hits missing from the jacket are a big letdown. And I think you said it right. If it was not soft goods and it was like removable arm type deal, I think it might have been a little better off.
Yeah.
Well, I would say definitely that's my honorable mention, because it was on my list and it was removed. So that's probably my number 6. I love it.
Cool.
Number 2 is the Ultimate Edition Flair figure. So we already talked about it.
Yep.
Best Ric Flair.
I thought that'd be your 1. I'm a
little
shocked.
Well, I can tell you, I think we all have different number 1s, so I'm very excited.
All right, Brian, what do you got for number 1?
My number 1, Unrivaled 3, Orange Cassidy.
Oh,
wow.
It's perfect. It's a revolutionary wrestling figure.
I did not expect you to say that.
After all this debate, you know, how are they going to pull it off? And they pulled it off to perfection. You know, a figure that has the bullshit thumbs up. It has, you can put both hands in the pockets. It still has all the playability that you could ever want and articulation out of it. It was just so, the glasses, even has the sunglasses. I mean, soft goods shirt and denim jacket combo thing that's never been done ever on a wrestling figure. It just, from head to toe, this thing, like everything, all the details that you needed out of this thing were completely delivered to you, and like I said, almost in like a revolutionary way. So, and Mark said he was, especially the timing of it, you know, such a big star on television. I thought it was incredible. So, Orange Cassidy, Series 3, you win.
Great figure. My only nitpick with it is I like how, you know, they did that revolutionary material, you know, for the pants, but why couldn't they have just done that for the crotch so his legs had more mobility? Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's pretty, I mean, from the knee down, it's back to normal though.
Yeah.
Right, but like you can't like pose him. You know, you can't be doing anything really.
He can do a lot of stuff, dude.
No, he can do it if you're actually playing, but he couldn't stay there in that pose, is what I'm saying.
But
well,
what figure are you posing in, like mid-run, or I don't know? It's a lot.
A lot of people do a lot of figure photography stuff. A lot of people do that.
That's true. Okay, yeah, broski.
All right, my number 1. It was on both of your lists, so I've been kind of biting my tongue. It's the Comic-Con Ultimate Sergeant Sloth. I just love everything about it. I love that it's, you know, the nice packaging. You open it up and you got the LJN style in here. Now, one thing I do want to say,
I knew I wasn't crazy. Mark mixed this with Mr. T in his head.
Yeah, so it's not really a clamshell.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's not a clamshell. It's not a VHS.
Well, it's in it's in an old school box. I think that's what he's referring to.
The VHS was on the Mr. T.
The figure comes out. A couple things we didn't touch upon. You could if you wanted to, in theory, take this figure out and put it back in the package. You could display it,
Yeah,
put it back in the package.
Never has done. Yeah,
which is really, really
shocking,
cool.
right?
It's got a bunch of Easter eggs to the Mattel employees. I really don't care about that, but cool. What I do find, really, really cool. Okay, it's posed right like the Hasbro LJN, so it's a nod to that.
Mail away,
right?
Mail away.
But that's a Hasbro that's supposed to be an LJN, so it's a nod to that. And then it's on LJN carding, which is a nod to that. It was supposed to be in Series 1 of LJN, but it was cut, so it's like a double nod, And then they do the black card, like variant or chase. I just think it's really, really cool. And then what I love about a Comic-Con exclusive is you want something that more than just the diehard wrestling fan is going to want. So for this, it's the diehard wrestling fan, but also the G.I. Joe fan, which is a huge G.I. Joe fan base.
Mass appeal, that's called.
Yeah, it's called mass appeal, and that's what you need for a Comic-Con exclusive. I think this is perfect. I have this one. I have the one, with the black card, and I have it loose. It's absolutely perfect. There's way more accessories. It's the best version.
Dude, you can bend that, I don't even know what it's called, that baton thing.
Yes.
Bends.
I
you
just
can
love
pose
it.
them like bending it. It's rules.
I absolutely love it. It has the butterfly joints. Great, great figure. It just makes me wonder, what? I always thought, what are they going to do to top that Slim Jim Macho? And but they've been banging things out with that Mr. T. With the Slaughter.
3 years in a row of some heavy hitters, man.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, maybe that's where they finally give us the Hawkins and Ryder WrestleMania 2-pack. Who knows?
You guys signed a Legends deal? That's cool.
I would sign a Legends deal for that. I would.
Oh, man.
All right, my number one is not on your lists at all. WWE Ultimate Undertaker. I love the figure. It's Lord of Darkness Undertaker.
I thought about this.
The exact figure that I've wanted for years. Obviously, there's some weird things with
the heads. Ruthless Aggression style heads.
But the one that
Ruthless Aggression heads on the 97 Taker.
Yeah, but throw those out and you got yourself
I agree.
a hell of a figure.
I'm never going to display it with those, and I'm looking at it right now. It looks incredible in my shelf.
Yep, exactly. With the robe and all that shit. Perfect. So
I dig it.
The robe is pretty unbelievable in person too, in hand. The quality of it.
All right. So
what
let
did the
me
major
tell
marks
you
say?
What the major marks have voted. This is we tallied basically the amount. Some people only said one thing or whatever. So these are just the most votes. This is in order. Number 5. Ringside Collectibles exclusive ECW Cactus Jack.
I saw that a lot of people. I mean, I love that figure, but I don't know.
Okay, number 4.
Not top 5.
Not top 5.
Yeah.
Great figure, though. Great figure.
I thought about
top
it.
15. Top 15.
Yeah, maybe top 10. Number 4, the Slaughter.
Okay.
Number 3, Luchasaurus, Series 5.
It's an unreal figure, guys.
Number 2, Ultimate Ric Flair. And number 1, Brian, Unmatched Series 2 Sting.
Wow.
Doesn't count.
Showtime. Woo! It does count.
It's a worldwide release that got to Ringside with 2 weeks before the year ended. It doesn't count.
It does count. That's why you order through Ringside. This is
No, I completely agree. That's Ringside's business, but that's not how
it's not 2001 to 2021. This is the business we're in. This is the time we're in. Internet.
Everyone has spoken.
I think Brit counts. Because she's a Ringside exclusive, and that's where it's going.
They both count.
And it's not like it has to get other places.
It's not a debate. Are we doing worst?
Well, yeah, worst.
Oh, yeah, worst, baby.
All right, here's my worst. Brian, who's your worst? Let's go.
My worst figure of 2021, and I went back and forth there's 3 figures I was harping on, and I won't say what they are because I'm sure you guys probably picked them, but the winner for me, Unrivaled 7 Dax Harwood. It's just so rotten. It's just so, dude. It looks nothing like him. They just reused Kazarian's body. They didn't even try to do that. And then on top of that, the jacket and the stuff has missing deco hits. It's just too rotten. There was no effort put into this for me, man.
Wow. Mine is the basic Ember Moon. I think it's just a horrible, horrible figure. There
It's
is
on my
no
runner-up list.
There is no molding whatsoever on her torso, so it's like she's naked. It's just odd. It's an odd choice. I understand basics.
But you have all this unique. Her gear is so unique, and instead of paying for the mold, they just painted it things that are like shouldn't be painted all over. It's horrible.
Horrible figure, and it's unfortunate that's her last figure for her. Wow, just rotten.
I wasn't sure if this was this year, but I put the green shirt Edge.
It is.
Okay.
That's so crazy. You guys picked the other two that I was batting around. That's basic 120 Edge. I call it the green skin Edge.
Yep.
Horrendous figure.
Yeah.
Just awful. And that's the
one that looks like the green is like the color of his skin, so it looks like a logo's on his chest. That one.
Yeah.
Yes, but also they didn't use a t-shirt mold. It's a body mold of like a shirtless guy. So it looks hard. Of course he looks shirtless because he is shirtless. They painted a weird light green shirt on him. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
So bad.
Really bad.
Yeah.
The Major Marks picked the Basic Series 125 Ember Moon.
Wow.
So, yeah.
All right, broski, we want to go through our top 5 non-wrestling figures. I don't think Brian did this list.
Yes.
I did. I picked one.
Okay.
Picked one. Elite 82 Rob Gronkowski. You're welcome. I'm done.
Hey.
Man,
Yeah.
that was actually really good.
That's a good one.
We need a D freedom thumbnail for that or picture. All right. You want to go first, Mark?
Sure. I picked number 5. I didn't even know if this counted, but it blew me away. The Hasbro Sentinel. That counts, right? That's a figure. It's a giant figure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I unboxed it on Boozing with the Toys. I've talked about it on the show. It was the first crowdfunded thing I ever got. I opened it. It is a giant action figure, something that you would have just died to have as a kid. It lights up. It's so cool. I'm happy to have it. I got to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with it, though.
All right. My number 5 is from Funko, but it's not a pop vinyl. It is the Talking Turbo Man. It's Turbo time. I absolutely love this. I have the original, but it wasn't like plentiful back in the day. It wasn't like all over the place. Very, very hard to get. And this is, I don't know why they just decided this year, let's go crazy with Turbo Man and this movie Jingle All the Way, but it's like it looks incredible, looks great. So I have 2 of these in the package, one to keep in my toy room and one like with my Christmas decorations. I love it.
You didn't say Jingle All the Way in the packaging at all?
No, it does not.
That's kind of crazy to me.
That is cool.
Oh, actually, it does. It does. I'm sorry, it does on the back. It does on the back. But it looks just like the one that was released back in the day. It's got like the weapons, and it even shows like Booster and Dementor. But that never came, obviously.
They never made a real booster?
No, never. So
wow.
I just think this is so cool. And I know we're living in the time where it's like reproduction and stuff is in, and sometimes I'm like, do we really need to re-release something? But like this is something I was cool with the re-release of because not a lot of people had these. Like, okay, for instance, like the Ghostbusters that were the re-release or the Ninja Turtles, like so many people have those. And I guess it is still cool to re-release it, but I don't think enough people had this. And now, like you said, Brian, earlier, you watched this movie with your daughter. So like maybe she would want this,
Yeah, probably.
So I just think it's really, really cool. And at first it was kind of tough to get, but then by the time Christmas rolled around, it was pretty plentiful. So yeah. I loved it.
All right, number 4 for me, Star Wars Black Series Boba Fett Deluxe.
That was on my list.
$29.99. So it was Deluxe. I mean, obviously Black Series making the best Star Wars figures of all time. This is Boba Fett, an iconic character from Empire Strikes Back. Has everything you could possibly. This is the best Boba Fett action figure ever made. I think not enough people talk about it. It's unreal. I have it on a fake flight stand. He's flying, shooting flame. It's so cool. So, Boba Fett.
My number 4 is also Star Wars related, but it is the Kenner Retro Collection Mandalorian.
Oh, cool.
So kind of what we just talked about with so many things being re-released. Star Wars and Kenner, they did, re-release some of the retro style figures, but now they kind of continued the line with the Mandalorian, and that kind of makes sense because this, in theory, in canon, came out after Return of the Jedi. So, it's cool that they're making figures like this. Now, do I think every movie should have figures like this? Not necessarily, but I was cool with the Mandalorian getting a figure like this. Now,
I actually disagree. I think, first of all, they made A New Hope and Empire. I think they need to make Jedi.
Well, right, but those are flat out just re-releases.
Yeah.
This is an all-new figure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Right. I absolutely dig it. It's the same exact style as those old school figures.
Me too.
I love it. I really, really love it. It has the beat-up packaging effect. I'm all for it. So,
I love everything about those. Yeah. I have all of them hanging on my wall. I hope they make a Jedi. And unlike you, I hope they make the prequels. I hope they make 6 characters from each prequel movie. And I'll even take 6 characters from each sequel movie.
If they just do 6, I'm on board. But I don't want okay, that's fine. If they do a million characters, I can't get into that.
Nah. Top guys.
All right.
6 top guys.
I'm fine with that.
With the Mandalorian, it was kind of season 1 and season 2, 6 each.
Right.
So I'm cool with that.
Okay.
All right, number 3.
Wait, they made season 2
of Mandalorian? Well, that's coming out. It's not.
Okay,
out
it's
yet.
not out yet. Okay.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it. Sorry.
Okay.
The Catwoman from Channel 6 4-pack from NECA. Ooh. Turtles. I just talked about it earlier in the show. If you're listening on YouTube, it's just a work of art. Comes with so much stuff. Actually comes with a shirt and a poster and a pin and a news tag.
Yes.
The box is unreal. You can actually make a whole diorama with it. It's got April and the Irma. It's great. It's a work of art. The box is great. So
my number 3, I also chose NECA April, but not the one you chose. I chose the Ultimate April O'Neil from the movie. I love the box. You move the box, and it's like that TV static turning into April.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I'm going to open this, but I got the version, and I'm counting the version with her yellow raincoat, which was more limited, more expensive. Yes. For this,
you got to sign something from the actress.
Yes, you did. Why I love this is because, man, we never got movie Turtles as a kid. Now, we did get, technically we got Secret of the Ooze figures, but we never got April. And even when we were getting these figures years ago, I'm like, there's no way we're ever getting, April. I didn't even think we were going to get past just being a con exclusive. The fact that we're getting into Walmart, Target. The April's incredible, has 2 faces. I love that she has the sigh, when she picks up Raph's sigh.
I put it in the pocketbook.
In the pocketbook, has the microphone. But I got the one with the raincoat. I know that's not the version you got, Mark, right?
No, I had the opportunity to buy it from a major mark, and I passed. I'm fine with it just being without the raincoat.
I honestly, I want to see how it looks with the raincoat on. I'm not quite sure, but I couldn't take the risk of not getting the one with the raincoat. You know what I'm saying?
I tried, but it was sold out.
So I like that it does come with a display stand because she would need help standing up.
Literally can't stand. Actually, that's a negative. I have a hard time, even with the stand, it falls over often.
Yes.
So, all right, number 2, same thing. My top 3 are NECA. Turtles in Disguise 4-pack. These might be some of my favorite turtle figures ever made. Different expressions for each figure. So many accessories for somebody like me who has this diorama display for the turtles. You sort of need all these things. That comes with the masks that are so iconic in the cartoon, the extra sort of clothes, so you can kind of justify buying another set of turtles. And again, the box art the box set is crazy. And just thinking as a little kid, getting this giant box of 4 Ninja Turtles is a pretty mind-blowing thing. So
I missed out on that in the stores, and I ordered it from their website, but I still haven't gotten it yet.
From NECA. Oh, weird. Yeah, they're backed up on certain things. It's great. Yeah.
So my number 2 is a turtle, but it's not a NECA.
Uh-oh.
It is a Super 7 Michelangelo. What I love about these Super 7s, they took the Playmates figures, and it's essentially the Playmates figures
Ultimate.
Ultimate on steroids in 2021. So, I mean, you feel the texture of the chest. It feels like it's a real turtle. Like, you pick up a turtle from a pet store. That's what it feels like. And what I love is that, okay, so...
Broski just goes around picking up turtles from pet stores.
Can we, we'll go to Walmart, stop at the gym, go to a pet store, pick up the turtle, and then, that's it.
All right. First of all, the packaging is incredible. I let him breathe. But I love that it comes with the old school style brown shitty weapons that you got to pull off.
I love that.
But it has also made them better. So here's a painted with metal nunchucks.
Sick.
But it also has the nunchucks on the chain. So it's all different versions. It's truly the ultimate. There's a pizza in here. There's all these different weapons, different heads, different hands. The articulation, you could finally with turtles, you're look at that kick. Look at that kick from Michelangelo. And what I love about these, I do love the NECA figures, but let's be honest, the articulation is not the best on those things.
No,
they're
not
just
at
really
all.
not. You got to heat up the joints, and I don't like this. Bro, full split, not even trying. Full split, not even trying.
Wow.
I love that. It's truly an ultimate figure. Man, it's just you gotta have. Mark, I think you need to get all 4 of these turtles. I think you.
I think you just sold Sterling. On
I was thinking about
the
it.
Deal.
Yeah,
it's crazy too when you think about. Has there ever been a situation where there are 2 separate toy companies basically competing against each other with the same IP?
It's wild, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
and I love it, and I'm buying both.
And you're lying to yourself if you're say, well, we're not in competition or it's a separate thing, because I literally don't own them only because I own the other ones.
Right.
So
I think they're totally different because these depict more of the toys, whereas the NECA ones depict more of the accurate cartoon look or the movie. And I'd argue that I'm almost more sentimental to the Playmates toys than the actual cartoon itself. So, for instance, I'm looking at a Mutagen Man that I have the NECA version of, where I don't even remember Mutagen Man looking like that. I remember the Mutagen Man Playmates figure.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's interesting. I think I grew up more on the cartoon. All right, number 1. The NECA Goliath from Gargoyles. I ordered it. I'm like, what? I ordered it, kind of forgot about it, got it in the mail, was so blown away. You have to open this figure. The wingspan, the claws, the extra pieces. But to me, the promise of this NECA Gargoyles line, continuing in a similar fashion to the Ninja Turtles line that I just sort of talked about, is so awesome to me, because that was actually my favorite cartoon. Just growing up, I loved Gargoyles. It was the first cartoon that actually had continuing storylines. Somebody in a cartoon gets a broken arm. The next episode, they're fine. You never talked about it again.
That's how kids' cartoons are. Yeah.
Gargoyles was the first time somebody gets a scratch on their face. They got that scratch for the next 5 episodes. These characters.
You didn't have the originals?
I had the originals, but I don't have them now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But so I've been going on these toy hunts with Ethan Page and see these Gargoyles. And I'm like, maybe I'll get it. Not anymore. I don't need the retro because these are going to be perfect Gargoyles figures. This Goliath is unreal, and they announced way more to come. At least all of the Gargoyles are coming. So,
wow. I never watched Gargoyles, so I have no
really?
connection.
You never watched Gargoyles? Wow,
that's great.
So this is confusing because it's in a 2-pack, but it's just the one figure from the 2-pack.
Okay.
But it is the Egon Spengler from the family that busts together Plasma Series Ghostbusters by Hasbro. If you haven't seen the new Ghostbuster movie, turn this off right now, but Egon's dead.
Oh, come on.
And
everyone knows.
He comes back as a ghost. So, this is something that Hasbro did such a good job keeping this under wraps because, A, it would have spoiled the fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
But, we know with wrestling stuff gets leaked all the time. So, I see this movie. It's a very emotional scene. I'm thinking, they got to make a figure of this eventually. Eventually, it's already out. It's days later.
Next day.
Days later, pops up at Target.
The street date must have been a couple days after the movie came out.
So the figure is translucent, ghost-like. He's got the beard. Looks incredible. Now, of course, you get the Phoebe figure, which is great. You know, you probably already have her from the Plasma series. But what I love about this is that in the original Plasma series from the Ghostbusters original movie, there was a build a terror dog, but you could only build one dog. And then there was a Louis Tully with a terror dog, and you're like, oh, finally you get the other terror dog. But it was the same terror dog, the same horns. This one, if you look like in the bottom left corner, has the other terror dog head, so you can finally complete your terror dog. Just a little added bonus, which gives this a little extra oomph, because like they really realize, okay, let's give something else for the collectors. I totally dig it. This is my #1 figure of the year. You know, if we would have been talking when we first started this podcast, I didn't think we were getting a new Ghostbuster movie. Now we're getting new Ghostbuster figures. So I love it. And then, you know, bonus points for the box being awesome. Just looks kind of like their outfit. But we're not really judging on boxes, but it does help with some bonus points. So it looks awesome. I have a set to keep mint on card. This is my one, or mint in box, if you will. Looks great, mint in the box. And I also love that the terror dog head is kind of hidden. So it's not just like, why is there just a terror dog head in here?
That's
you know,
true.
sometimes the toys with accessories, it kind of like looks out of place. But I dig this, and I love it.
Yeah, the Marvel Legends sometimes are ridiculous. You just get a giant torso that doesn't even make any sense. All right, so real quick, here is the top 5 non-wrestling figures as voted on from the major marks. Number 5, Hasbro Marvel Legends Fantastic Four Retro Thing. Apparently, it's a great figure. Number 4, NECA TMNT 1990 movie Ultimate April O'Neil.
There you go.
Number 3, now this was, I am allowing it, I guess. Super Shredder was on our list last year. Okay,
yeah,
now,
that was a last year figure to me.
But number 3, the TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze 30th Anniversary Walmart exclusive Super Shredder. Technically, that did come out this year, but it's the same figure.
It's not the same. A different belt.
Yeah. So, whatever.
Okay,
That's their number 3. Number 2, Funko Jingle All the Way Walmart exclusive talking
That's
Turbo
number 2?
Man. Yeah.
Wow.
And number 1, NECA Gargoyles Ultimate Goliath.
Damn.
So,
Wow. I did not see that.
a lot of Gargoyles fans in the major marks, but it's an unreal figure. Unreal.
Awesome.
Oh, and adding on to that, so his wings are like this. And Brian, you saw Gargoyles, right? His wings are like this. If you buy Bronx the dog comes with Goliath wings that can, you know how he does he puts it around and the wings like drape down? Do you remember that? So it would like wing, whatever. So you can have Goliath with wingspan or like a cape. But you have to buy the dog for it.
Why would that? I would say they want you to buy the dog. So why wouldn't that come with Goliath?
Yeah, well, maybe. You
Gotta buy the dog.
Yeah, you gotta buy the dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
All right.
All right, cool segment. Love it. 2021, what a great year.